for inviting us to do this presentation. Thank you to Lauren Wheel for the multiple shameless plugs of my presentation. I appreciate that. And for anybody who thinks they're about ready to cruise into lunch, this is going to be a little bit of a different style of presentation. So let's move to the video itself.
I don't need recognition, I'm on a mission, I'm paying dues, I'm in position, I'm staying up, it's getting late, you're doing good, I'm doing great, recognition, I'm on a mission, I'm paying dues, I'm in position, I'm staying up, it's getting late, you're doing good, I'm doing great, I know this life is right for me.
Doors open, that's a touchdown.
I know my teachers lied to me. I do it for the ones that came before and nearly died for me.
The backfield open for the touchdown.
I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great. Recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great.
Oh, what a shot, home run left field.
I know the future's bright for me.
Step in there, batter. Let's see what you got.
I do it for the ones that came before and nearly died for me. Recognition.
Out of here. Home run, long gone.
I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great.
Right. Just a couple of things on that video that I want to point out to everyone that are pretty exciting for us. We launched in North America with the Pennsylvania Lottery with Derby Cash, so you saw some of the horse racing scenes, but we're doing a football game with Pennsylvania later this fall called End Zone Cash that will be, you have the ability to bet anywhere from 3 to 8 events happening all simultaneously, so essentially like parlay betting and sports betting, and so we're pretty excited about that. You probably noticed also the clip. For the first time, we've done a women's sport. Women's soccer is huge in our markets in the UK, and we're pretty excited to bring that to our player base around the world. And then the last thing that you may have seen is the home run shootout. We've done a deal with the Major League Baseball Players Alumni Association, where we have the rights to be able to use their people for home run shootout contest. So you'll be able to watch Babe Ruth have a home run shootout contest with, Reggie Jackson or Mike Schmidt, with Mickey Mantle. So some very cool things that we see adding to what Lauren was talking about in terms of innovation. We think that this is a good opportunity for us to show the lottery industry how this is a possible adjacency where you're really blending the best of sports, the best of lottery with a random number generator to produce a product. But I'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. So just to give you a sense of the size of the market, now this doesn't include North America, so most of this all kind of started over in the UK and has really expanded throughout Europe and is really in its very early days in North America. But the size of the market's roughly $5.5 billion. And as you can see, as we've talked about throughout the panel this morning, online is slightly bigger than retail, but retail obviously is a very big component of virtual sports. But online is certainly the future and is growing faster than the retail side of it. And look, the lottery market is a huge market for us. So 25% of our business outside of the US is generated by lottery. Some of the big names that I've seen others talk about with OPAP in Greece and Cecil and Lottomatica in Italy, Mizli in Turkey, and the Morocco Sports Lottery is actually our single biggest on a per capita basis lottery retail installation. So this is a big business outside of North America, but it's coming. So why has virtual sports been so successful worldwide? So first of all, as you saw from the video itself, it's frankly a little bit more entertaining, well, maybe a lot more entertaining than a simple numbers draw. It's an innovative product that attracts a broad demographic, males, females, but also particularly younger players that I know the lottery industry certainly needs to attract. The good news is from an infrastructure standpoint, it can fit under existing Keno regulations, and we've already integrated with a number of the lottery system providers with SciGames and Interlot so far. And so it's very easy to actually integrate this product into existing lottery systems. And from the player perspective, there's a wide range of prizes that people can play for. In the Derby Cash, you can win up to $800,000, but you can also win, $5. So it's a wide range, and so it's familiar to sports bettors, but it's also very familiar because a lot of this is in a retail environment where it's in a sports bar, and literally people are seeing an event that's going on every 3 to 5 minutes, and if it's a horse race, it can literally be as simple as, I want the 3 horse to win the next 5 races. So it certainly has a very broad appeal. And like we said, in terms of frequency, every 3 to 5 minutes, so you're getting a lot of turnover. And we talked about the payout structures here throughout the morning. The nice part about this category is basically the lottery operator can set the payout structure. So it's not going to be as high as slot machines, but again, it's going to be attractive enough for people to be playing it on a regular basis. And it's kind of an additional product. So when people are sitting there, whether they're watching sports or doing something else, they'll be playing in between the events. So let's say you have a bet on a football game that's going to take 3 hours to get the outcome. While you're sitting there waiting for that outcome, you can play any one of, multiple sports every 3 to 5 minutes, generally low stakes. So it appeals to player, and from the retailer themselves, it really is a very sticky feature because people stick around and want to see the outcome. So what drives the success for virtuals in the lottery industry? Again, we've talked about this. I think it provides more entertainment and win prizes every 3 to 5 minutes. It is done by a random number generator, so this is not something that you can handicap. Again, for the sports betting player, it is all determined by random number. The draws are community-based, so everybody is seeing the exact same event at the exact same time with the exact same results, very much like what you'd see with the lottery. Each draw is independent, therefore not affected by any of the previous draws. So again, maybe like in a roulette table where you'll see the visuals will show sequences and patterns, but the reality is every draw is unique and every one is random numberly determined, And we can configure this in one of 2 ways, either with an equal chance, so every stake has an equal chance, or very much like sports bets. So you can do the ones that sports betting people are doing now, including over-unders, totals, parlays. So we think that this product appeals to a very wide variety of players, whether it's a traditional lottery player, whether it's a sports betting player, whether it's a casino player. We think it has the appeal for frankly all. You can configure the games, obviously for your players, setting up the prize structure. For the lotteries themselves, you probably noticed in the Derby Cash race, there's a great opportunity for branding because we create these images so you can intersperse branding and marketing messages throughout all of the sports games. Gives you an opportunity for lots of imaging and for the players to see that. One of the things that we've done again in Pennsylvania is with the multiplier option. You saw that on the Derby Cash, that it can increase. Again, it's a known thing, as you guys know, for the lottery industry, but it's proven to be very popular for us, and also quick picks. So my final thoughts on this is I think this is a great opportunity for the lottery to advance into the sports betting adjacency because, at least from my perspective, obviously a lot of conversation this morning about it. The lottery industry appears to be a little bit on the outside looking in, and I think this is a huge opportunity for a game that will appeal to lottery players, but has a sports theme, and again, is the type of player that you're looking for, a younger demographic, in retail environments like bars and taverns, which lottery has not to this point been extremely successful in. So we think that this is a great product to go into that space. Ultra realistic graphics. So when we do this, because people always ask me, they say, well, it looks so real. How do you make this thing look so real? What we do is very much like what you have seen for the younger generation or those, Lauren's age that have kids in the younger generation. NBA 2K, all that stuff. So basically what we do is, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, we basically wire up the players, put sensors all over them, and then film them with a motion capture and then create the games afterwards. So my running joke is, when we did the basketball game, which if you saw in the basketball game, it really does look like a basketball game the way it's played now. It's not just dunks. People are going out to the three-point line and everything else. So when we did the motion capture, we did it in Wales. And obviously the hardest part is trying to find 10 guys in Wales who can dunk. So anyway, as I mentioned before, we're already integrated with at least 2 of the 3 largest lottery providers. We'd certainly love to be with number 3. And I think from a digital strategy standpoint for the lottery industry, I think this product fits in and plugs in nicely so that you have the ability. I mean, some of the things that we see, which I find fascinating. So Ontario just went live with virtual sports in a heavily regulated market. So I was looking at the sales the first week, and believe it or not, and hopefully, I'm not sure if this will stay, but the first week, the largest virtual sport for us in terms of volume bet was cricket. I know everyone, it is astonishing. So American football was next. Now for Len or any of the other Canadians in the office, or we will have hockey. Don't worry, I know, hockey's coming. But again, I think what it really points out is that this is a broad appeal to demographics across the spectrum, and we think it's a product that would really fit very well in the lottery industry and be a nice way to capture some of that sports betting leakage that we've been talking about this morning. So with that, that's it for me. Thank you.